Trump's Iran deal just reopened the Strait of Hormuz, and AI semis are gapping up Monday morning. Plus 4 more stories shaping the AI tape today. Let's get into it. President Trump confirmed over the weekend that Washington and Tehran have signed off on a peace deal ending the war that began with February's U.S.-Israeli strikes. The 14-page Islamabad declaration trades U.S. oil sanction relief for toll-free Strait of Hormuz transit within 30 days, with formal signing set for Friday, June 19 in Switzerland. Why it matters now. This removes the single largest political risk discount on Gulf-routed data center, CAPEX, and Middle East chip shipments. Oil down, growth stocks up. That's the macro signal pre-market is already pricing. The bear case. Every Iran ceasefire of the last decade has eventually frayed, and a Friday signing leaves 4 full days of headline risk. The forward signal. If the Switzerland signing closes cleanly Friday, expect sustained semi-strength running into NVIDIA's June 24th print. If Tehran walks before signature, this Monday gap reverses faster than it opened. The quiet to the Iran ceasefire is the macro trigger, but semis are the cleanest beneficiary. Nasdaq futures gapped 2%, S&P up 1.2%, and inside chips AMD led at $533, up 4.2% pre-market, with Micron up 2.5% and NVIDIA up 1.5%. Baird this morning reiterated NVIDIA and Micron as top 2026 semi-picks. The setup matters. Last week's Broadcom guidance sell-off across the AI infrastructure complex effectively reverses in one session. The bear case. Macro-driven gap-ups often fade by lunch, and none of this changes the AI CapEx digestion story that has been pressuring multiples since May. The forward signal. If breadth holds into Monday's cash close and the Mag 7 participates, this is a positioning reset that runs straight into NVIDIA's June 24th annual meeting. If the rally narrows to chips alone and software lags, treat this as a one-day macro pop, not a regime shift. Anthropic dropped 2 changes on developers today. 1. Claude Sonnet 4 and Opus 4 are off the API, forcing migration to the more expensive Sonnet 4.6 and Opus 4.8. 2. Programmatic Claude usage. Through Claude Code, the Agent SDK and GitHub Actions is now metered separately from interactive subscription limits, with overage billed at API rates. Combined, this is the largest single-day platform change since Claude 3.5 and a stealth price increase for the heaviest builders. Small pro plan teams could see effective costs jump 2 to 3 times. This is the ARPU and gross margin story. Anthropic needs to tell into the rumored October IPO. The bear case. GPT 5.6's release window opens this week, and OpenAI's pitch is specifically token efficiency at the same quality bar. The forward signal. If GPT 5.6 ships at lower per-task pricing by June 30th, switching pressure on Claude Code becomes real. NVIDIA's annual stockholder meeting is Wednesday, June 24th, 9 a.m. Pacific, virtual only. The setup heading in is unusually one-sided. Shares are up 40% year over year. Last quarter delivered 85% revenue growth, and sell-side consensus is strong buy, with 22 times forward earnings being called dirt cheap. Jensen Huang typically uses this stage to telegraph the next architecture cadence and address China policy, both of which are live questions today after this month's Vera CPU push into Chinese cloud customers. The bear case. 22 times is only cheap if the post-Vera Rubin roadmap and the China commercial pivot both actually land. A lot is priced into strong buy setups like this, and anything short of forward-looking sovereign deal commitments risks a sell the news fade. The forward signal. If Huang names new sovereign AI customers or commits to a Vera follow-on by fiscal 2027, the rally extends through earnings season. SpaceX closed week 1 at $160.95, up 19%, from the 135 IPO price, with an intraday high of 176.52 and critically held above the offer line through the weekend. The failure pattern that sank Saudi Aramco at debut, the day one round-tripper, did not appear. At Friday's close, equity-only market cap exceeded $2 trillion, putting SpaceX ahead of Tesla and behind only NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, and Aramco globally. This also reads through to the NVIDIA story. SpaceX is one of 3 named anchor customers for the Vera CPU alongside Anthropic and OpenAI, so SpaceX strength is a confirmation signal on Vera demand. The bear case, the Goldman, J.P. Morgan, and Morgan Stanley stabilization bid is still live this week, and the first lockup tranche eventually unwinds. The forward signal, a Goldman buy initiation this week, starts the index inclusion clock. Anything. Hold calls the valuation into question immediately. The through line today, a macro shock reset the AI tape, but the real tests are fundamental. Anthropic's billing math, GPT 5.6's release window, and NVIDIA's June 24th print. If you want the daily edge for AI markets, hit subscribe. This has been the Daily Alpha.